Hi guys, how you doing? I'm Jennifer, and this is my big comfy couch, and I'm here. I'm not here alone today. I'm here with Lucy Woo, who's down here, and we got LeBron sitting next to me. He's kind of whiny, so you might hear him. And then I got Sadie sitting behind me, overseeing as usual. So what's up? What's new? Anything? Anything crazy going on? Have you noticed anything? No? Yes? I don't know exactly what I want to talk about today, but I did have something come up, and it kind of made me go, Last week I had a friend come over that I hadn't talked to in a number of years, and I'm the kind of person, if anybody knows me, they'll know, I'm the kind of person that if I haven't seen you in a couple of years, it doesn't really matter because I usually pick up right where we left off. And I did that as normal, and I'm like, ooh, this person's different. It's not the same. She's not the same person. And the longer I talked to her and listened to her, a couple years ago, something happened, and she was very disappointed, very frustrated. She felt let down, her and her husband, by the community in general, and people in general. And she's angry. She's mad. She's shut down. She's not the same person. And I thought about her for days afterwards and thought, what can I say to her to help her move on? Because that's who I am. I try to fix things. And I realized there's really nothing I can say other than, because I'm always going to say something. I remember when I went in to deliver my first child. I had gone into premature labor at 28 weeks, and they had put me on Tributaline and bed rest to stop the contractions because it was too early. And at about 34 weeks, they realized that she wasn't getting any bigger and that they needed to get her out of there. So they took me to the hospital and induced labor, and slow and steady gave me the Pitocin drip, started labor, and then they give you the epidural, and it takes away all the pain in all the areas that you need. That's great. But this was a long labor, so the epidural wears off, and of course it wears off in all the areas that you need it to stay, and then the only place that's numb is your legs, which you need leverage, and you have to use, and now they're useless. You can't use them for leverage. Well, I was fighting this labor tooth and nail. Of course, it's my first baby. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't expect the level of pain that I was getting. So my method of operation forever, my whole life, has been if you ignore something long enough, it goes away. Well, that doesn't happen with pregnancy. I had decided in my mind, I'm not going to do this. This baby's just going to stay in here. I'm just going to, no, we're good. No, I'm not doing it. So hours and hours and hours went by, and every time that contraction started going up, I would just bear down and go, I'm not going to, just not, hold my breath and just fight it. And pretty soon, about 20 hours in, and the doctor goes, Jennifer, we're going to have to prep you for surgery if we can't get her out of there soon. And I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to have surgery. So it clicked. Now, a nurse may have told me, she may have told me 20 million times, but I was ignoring everything. Use the contraction, breathe through it. Then you can push and get the baby out of there. Use the pain. So I started doing that. I started using the pain. I would see the contraction coming up, and I would get ready, and I would breathe, and I would push, and I would relax and breathe after the contraction went down, and then get ready for the next one. So pretty soon, lo and behold, there's this beautiful, beautiful, teeny tiny little perfect bundle of joy in my hands. because I quit fighting the progress and I moved through it. I let that pain work for me. And it's weird that that was the first thing that popped into my head after talking to my friend. And I didn't think much about it until a couple days ago, and I thought, I think there's a message here. I think the message is, when you go through something, and we all do, I mean, the level of pain that we all go through is just staggering. Whether it be something stupid like you run out of gas, or you have a flat tire and you let it get the best of you, you get angry. You get over it and you move on. Something more serious, your husband leaves you with 2 small children and takes all your money and your car, your only car. You're angry, you're hurt, you're devastated. You wallow and then you get over it. You lose a loved one through death or suicide, or just all the same. Illness. You wallow in it, you feel the pain, and then you move on, you get over it. And I'm not trying to belittle anything that anybody goes through, because I've had my own fair share of pain. But it does no one any good to wallow in it and let it defeat you. Because only person that hurts is you and the people that love you. And you deserve more. They deserve more. And I know that everything happens for a reason, blah, 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 blah. Silver lining in every cloud, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to say that. I just did say it. But at the end of the pain, just like after the baby, after that traumatic childbirth, I had this beautiful, teeny tiny little bundle of joy. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about how she is now. But back then, she was a teeny tiny bundle of joy, and it was awesome. And I know that we don't always go, when somebody passes away, we don't always find joy on the other side. But we always learn something, even if it's a lesson that we can share with somebody that has to go through that same thing later. But there's always a positive to learn through going through that. So I'd like to hear from you guys on situations that could have defeated you, that you didn't let defeat you, because you should be proud of yourself that you were able to change that pain and defeat into the next phase of happiness. And share with me too, because when we look back on all of the crappy things that have happened in our life, the devastating things, the things that we didn't think we'd make it through, when we look back on them, at least in my case, I always see how things were better afterwards. Not initially, but they got better. They got good again. So basically what I'm trying to say is, don't wallow in that. Yeah, people disappointed you. People hurt you. People used you. People took advantage, whatever, manipulated, whatever. Let it go, because the only people it hurts are you and everybody that loves you. So, on that note, I'm going to leave today, because I'm going to go take these babies out and play with them. And let me know what you want to talk about next, because I really would like to hear what brings you joy, because I was thinking about that today. There's a couple things I remember when I was growing up, more so when I was a young parent. Whenever I would look at my kids, it would feel like my heart was just going to explode. That joy, that overwhelming joy, when they would experience a new thing, And then the look on their faces, that joy, that always brought me joy. Now that they're older and I don't get to see all that joy. I get it sometimes with the grandkids, but I'm struggling a little bit with trying to find my new joys. And I want to hear what brings you joy, because maybe I can try those. Thanks, guys. Love you. Bye.